if you're a retailer and the mall that you operate in is closed, okay, well, this time it's not closed, but the first time it was closed, right? Well, this time actually for most retail it is still closed except for F&B.
There are certain trades that are allowed to open, so the
Yeah.
essentials this time is definitely broader in terms of who can operate.
So let's say you happen to be in retail in a segment that cannot operate. It's not essential. Let's say you're a fashion shop or something like that. And you're in this mall and you're paying rent and you're not allowed to operate. What recourse do you have? Do you have a basis to say to the mall, hey, look, I can't operate. I don't want to pay rent, or I only want to pay partial rent. What recourse do you have if you're not able to operate?
So here's the fundamental difference between MCO1 and MCO2. I think what has happened in MCO2 is a lot of retailers have scaled back their workforce. So, in MCO1, you have full workforce, normal conditions, and you're generally, for a period of time, fully paying that workforce. And then you realize, wow, this is going to be a long haul. And then you're starting to trim back. So they're probably leaner and more efficient. The second part of it is trickier because it depends on the specific landlord and who you're dealing with. You're definitely engaging with your landlord for rental relief. But I think at this point in time, there's this concept of COVID fatigue among the landlords and the property owners. They've been helping and assisting to a certain degree since March last year. So at some point, when do they say that, okay, I think I've helped enough? So there is no, there are very few situations where you're going to get full rental relief or huge rental relief at this juncture. I think you're going to get partial rental relief at best. And you don't really have a legal recourse per se. You have a moral ability to work with your landlord, appeal to their better sensibilities.
I think it's, with MCO2, the stipulations are kind of vague also, because when the Prime Minister was talking about it, it says, hey, if you got a problem, this go to AP, some credit, government body to complain and stuff like that. But the truth of the matter is, most of these guys are also paying rental, the mall owners or stuff like that, they are also paying rental, because I have a friend who said, but I got to pay rental. So if I give him 50% discount, now what do I do?
Or they're paying their banks.
So what do they do? Without the moratorium, they also are stuck. So because when I was reading the Prime Minister's the speech, and to me even I'm confused. Like, hang on, do we have a moratorium or do we have not? I can't remember the name of the agency. It's APK or something like that. Like, I'm not sure what it is, but yeah. So I think most of them are stuck. A classic example is gym owners also, like Fitness First and Celebrity Fitness and stuff. Like, all of them are stuck. What can they do? They can't open. Are they essential? Not essential. So so most of them are going to go through. And this is again, like I said, I'll be saying 2 weeks, and I think you're smarter than this. Is 2 weeks will go down to 4 weeks, and 4 weeks, 6 weeks. Chinese New Year will pass, because I don't think they're going to rescind this anytime soon with all the celebrations down the road. I mean,
do you think that, since malls are quite empty now, except for, even some restaurants in the malls are not open, right? Only certain restaurants are open. Some simply choose not to open. So the malls are kind of deserted, except for the supermarket and maybe the pharmacy and a few restaurants. So if there's a furniture store there, or a goldsmith, or a department store, should they open? Is it more expensive to open than to stay closed?
I think it's a business decision, depending on, like you said, like the Harvey Norman near my place is closed, when they should stay open. I think it's a business decision. I think it's staff. I think a lot of uncertainties has allowed, employers to, like I have a friend working there, and it says, it's 40% pay reduction. Everybody's pushed to the corner already, and this, and if you lose your job, what do? I'd rather take 40% than don't take salary. So, it's a precarious situation. I have a friend who is working in a very large sporting this one, and they had a 50% pay reduction, and it's going on. And the boss told him, says, if you want to leave, you leave, or you just carry on here and take it, and you work the same hours. You see,
right?
So a lot of stress, and at this present time to look for another job and all that is also daunting. So yeah.
I would say a 50% pay reduction in any circumstances is extremely daunting. So you have to consider your personal circumstances.
Are they allowed to do that, or must it be voluntary that the staff has agreed to take the pay
Yeah,
reduction.
the staff has to agree and sign on something. That much I know, because when I was in FAVE, most of the senior staff, all of us took 40%, but you have to sign, you have to agree on it.
That is correct. I'm familiar with these exercises too. Generally, what it comes down to is whether there's a lot of pressure to sign, so to speak. And usually that is the case, because what happens next is there might be a retrenchment. That's usually the next step. And usually who's going to be the first that gets retrenched? The people who don't agree to pay reductions. So you weren't buying into it to begin with. That's usually how it works.
And that's legal, is it? That's all legal?
For all intents and purposes, that is legal. Yeah, I mean, a company can decide who they wish to retrench if they're eliminating headcount, eliminating departments.